Welcome, Theatre Addicts. My name is Karen, and I'm here at Studio 1398 to review Razor by Khalil Ashante and directed by well-known storyteller TJ Daw. Khalil Ashante is probably better known for his screen acting, as well as another production of his called Basic Training, which was actually featured as a special presentation as this year's Vancouver Fringe Festival. This production is also presented by Ashante Enterprises as well as TheatreWire. The story of this presentation is a true story where Khalil, back in 2003 in LA, was a frustrated actor who needed money, and so he crossed the picket line to do night stalking in a grocery store. And his fellow co-workers were criminals and ex-cons, and so I get the sense that he got to know these people quite well and was inspired to write this production to break down the stereotypes of these folks and to basically do away with, or to present, I guess, the concept that we are not our mistakes. And I guess for people to look past that and to see that, people do make mistakes, but that shouldn't be how they're pegged. So strangely enough, this production actually premiered in a prison, and he actually also presented it earlier this year at Havana Theatre, and somehow I missed out on that. So I'm really intrigued to see this because I think it's going to really be moving, and I like any sort of production that allows you to take a look at different aspects of humanity, something that will give you different perspectives, maybe make you a little bit more empathetic to other individuals. So that's what's really of interest to me here. I don't really know if it's going to be all dramatic. I don't know if it's just him or if there's a number of cast members. I don't know if it's going to be comedic. So that's all up in the air for me. However, I do believe there's mature content. It is listed as a 14 plus. I suspect there's probably going to be some language. Hard to say what else. We are talking about criminals, and I guess we'll find out a bit more as to what their pasts and crimes are. So I'll get back to you more on that and to let you know if there's any sort of warnings you should be aware of. It does only play for the 3 nights, so if you're going to be interested in it, you're going to have to get on it really quick, and I'll try to let you know if it's something that you really should try to get on. So I'll be back to you shortly. Well, Theatre Addicts, that was different from what I was expecting, but I still really enjoyed it. So to give you a breakdown, the performance is fairly short. It's only 60 minutes, and it is a one-man show. So Khalil does about 6 or 7 characters, and there is definitely language warning, as I anticipated. So if that's bothersome, be forewarned. A little bit of adult content, but really it was more just about the language. But as far as not expecting, so I kind of really thought this would be about convicts and how they're real people too, and maybe even rolling in the strike and the hardships of that. But to me, it wasn't about that at all. To me, this was really more about his story and his journey to becoming, not to becoming an actor, but just the struggles that you face trying to pursue your art, and the trials and tribulations and the tough decisions you have to make along the way. What is appealing is the multiple characters, and how they come into his life and what he takes away from those interactions. So again, there are a couple of convicts. There's his boss, there's his father, there's people in the acting world, manager, coach, those folks, and all the things that they have to say and all the things they do to either help him or deter him, and how they all kind of added to his path in life. And he's entertaining and funny in some of the things. There's definitely some dark moments, and then there's just some regular dramatic moments. So it's kind of like a whirlwind of all of these things, but one thing it is definitely very endearing. It really is. He's bearing himself. There's vulnerability for sure, which to me is key in any sort of theater performance. Usually that's what makes you feel compassion and interest in any sort of performance. At least it does for me. So overall, I did really enjoy it. It wasn't what I expected at all, but the journey was an interesting one, and it was well done. His characters were very distinctive, which I think is key in a one-man show when there's multiple characters. There's no set or props at all. He does do some miming, which could be a little challenging for some potentially, but I think overall he portrayed what he wanted to get across. So yeah, I think if you're walking into this expecting what I was, and really wanted to see that specifically as far as convicts and who they really are and that sort of thing, that's not what you're going to get out of this. But again, if you're interested in a man's journey and how, unlikely sources of support and feedback could affect and shape your decisions in life, then yeah, I think you'll enjoy this, and I think it was worthwhile for that. So hopefully that gives you enough insight into this performance. Again, by Khalil Ashanti and directed by TJ Daw. This was Razor at Studio 1398. Only 2 performances left. If you did see it tonight or see any of the other 2 performances, we'd love to hear your comments, so please note them below. And also don't forget to subscribe to the Theatre Addicts YouTube channel, and do check back our website regularly to see upcoming performances and reviews for other presentations. Thanks.